You didn't tell me I was
everybody.
coming into that.
I know.
So rude.
I know. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This isn't a back and forth with Jaime and Gerald. In fact, it's a lovely deck casual. Here, it's a deck casual for Andi's deck, the Tarot of Feeling. Oh, and my notice just popped. So there we go.
I've done all the hand gestures.
All the hand gestures, and
All
you
of
did them with real live hands.
Yeah, real hands. Mm-hmm.
Real hands. Jaime doesn't like the tiny hands, Christa. By the way, everybody, please welcome Christa's chandelier. That was lovely. I love the background.
She's in a TV lounge. That's what it looks like.
It look that way. Really myself up with a very slidey candle, so the chandelier might make an appearance.
Please tell me that the candle is not lit.
It is not lit. I'm being very responsible.
Okay. Because good. I mean, because I think I'm the only one allowed to flame today. Well, not really.
Clever.
You know, I'm clever. Listen to that. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us. Seriously, for the Tarot of Feelings deck casual. All of the Andi's links are below. All of Christa's links are below. All of Jaime's link is below. All of Jaime's link is below. And by the way, I'm already ornery. So, and let's just get this out of the way. Purchase responsibly. Know your limits.
We should have made him go get coffee before he sat down.
Because what I was going to make, I was going to make espresso.
Mm-hmm.
So, which actually, doesn't that have like less caffeine than regular brewed coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Does it really?
Yes.
Yeah. But see, the thing is I would actually drink the entire espresso, not just one espresso cup.
Do you use your tiny hand with the espresso cup? No.
Stop. It holds a tiny straw, so I lean over and.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Don't need
Lord.
it.
You know, anyhow. So welcome, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Let's say hi to a few people, shall we?
Shall we?
So Ginger Faye is here. Ginger Faye Tarot and Divine Musings is here. She's got an appointment, so she's watching back.
That's okay.
I just did live readings with Ginger on Monday. That was fun. So, security alert, security alert.
Queen alert, queen alert.
Mm-hmm. Michelle Sunshine is a new subscriber to my channel.
Hi,
Just
Michelle.
subscribed. So welcome, Michelle. Welcome to the chaos. Does anybody know this person? Andi, are you familiar with this person?
I am. Hi, Kim.
I like her.
And Kim actually has a video on my other channel of us, of me and Zane singing the name Kim for her, because Tangi made it.
I don't know if anybody's not subscribed to Kim's channel, but they should definitely go and do that.
Oh, they should be. Yeah. For
yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just assuming everyone is, but if they're not, go do it.
Assumptions are good. Well, and I'm assuming everybody is already subscribing to all of these channels. You know, because Christa's new to me. Christa's new to me.
Chris's channel is so much fun.
Yes, it is. And I watched one of your videos where you were doing a video VR to something, and you were cooking.
Yes, those are my favorite.
And I'm like going, what were you cooking?
All right, I told her I would like her to post the recipe. I want to know more about the cooking. I want her to be telling us what ingredients she's putting in.
Agreed.
I think Cooking Channel Tarot, I don't think it's been done before. I'm ready for it, and Chris is the one to bring it.
Do it.
So fun. I didn't even think to mention what I was cooking, and I was filming myself doing it the whole time.
Do it.
Well, and at one point, Christa, you said, oh, wait a minute. Am I supposed to put that ingredient in there? I'm thinking, you know, it's like two ethnic groups of food, and she was mixing up the recipe, and I'm like going, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, cooking alchemy in action. So
what happened next?
Yes. Beverly Davis is here. Hello, Beverly. Oh, Tarot and Witchery is here, sneaking in a little watch at work.
Nice.
This is April. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
April
Mm-hmm.
is, just saying you want to like and subscribe to my channel because April might be on my channel.
Okay.
Because it's April. So, and yes, April, I know you sent me an email. Sunny Sands is here. Hello. Robin, Toadstool Tarot is here. Ready for a bit of Mayberry Madness. Aunt B, Opie, Sheriff Taylor. Well,
what channel are you on, Robin?
Or what is he on? Can I be Aunt B, please?
Yes, absolutely.
I totally
Yes,
want to
that's
be
fine.
Aunt B. I could totally rock that wig and that apron.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't bake all of the pies. Brian is here, Blushing Nerd Tarot.
Hi,
Brian is here. Brian's got some nice stuff coming on, going on his channel. And Brian, yeah, he. Do you watch him, Christa?
I do.
There you go. So, Christa's doing it. Why aren't all of you? Lisa Stevens is here. Hello, Lisa. Ren is here. Hi, Ren.
Hi, Ren.
Calla Lizzie is here. Hello, Gerald. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Christa. Hello, Andy. So, Manasa Wellness is here. Hello, Manasa. Yes, Manasa and I were going to try to do readings today because she was available during the day, but schedules didn't work out. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Yes, we will have to figure that out. Selkie is here. Hello, Selkie.
Hi, Selkie.
And Ren is lurking today because Ren is working. Shh, so's April. Brian's probably working too. Don't tell anybody. Jane the Secret is here. Jane the Secret Tarot. Hello, Jane. Thank you, Calla Lizzie. I got that yesterday and I hung it up, so I thought I would enjoy that. Tana is here. Hello. And Beth Aspasia Rising is here. Hello. Do you know all of these people, Christa? I mean, I'm introducing you to probably a little bit of the YouTube that you're not familiar with, but
yeah, I'm
welcome.
definitely recognizing a couple names, but there's some new ones for me.
Catania Hedge Witchery, hello. Cooking with intention is one of my absolute favorite practices.
Nice.
That is super cool.
Come on, Christa. Yeah, Christa, that sounds so freaking cool. Cooking and cards. Cooking channel and tarot.
Cooking and cards. How cool would that be?
There you go.
Well, it doesn't have to be cool. Do it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be cool. Just make it happen. So getting caught up. Sunny Sands. Okay. Floyd. Oh, Calla Lizzie wants to be Floyd. Or on the Andy. Is it? What's the name of the show? Andy Griffith Show?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. As long as you make pies, Gerald. Oh, I'd have to make a pie. Yes, it does sound like something I just did. Debbie from Aquarius Owl is here.
Hi,
Gomez Adams. Hi, Gomez. See, and you made, Brian is very happy because you're following his channel. Is it Cantania? She is working too. Shh. Yep, working and lurking.
Working lurk.
Susan Beckett is here. Hello. All of my favorite people in one place. I'm so glad you have such good taste. So, speaking of working, this would be Regina Tarot and Wirecraft is also working and listening as usual. And Liz T is here. Hello.
Except for we're not answering questions today, Liz.
We're not answering questions today. We are actually we are talking about this wonderful deck that Andy created. And
My
John the
dad's different
Beatles.
from yours.
That's my son.
John the Beatles fan. 12 is here. Hi, son.
Mwah.
All right, catching up.
He's not
catching
12
up.
anymore, though. He's 14. You got to change your handle, son.
Yeah, it's okay.
Gomez did like the like button. I am Maria's friend, Jen, Gerald. Which Maria's friend? Oh my God. I'm like going, now I'm like freaked out.
Can you see the wheels and cogs going?
Yeah,
in?
you know, if you smell
I
smoke.
know something.
And speaking of cooking and tarot, Lisa Stevens is cooking and listening.
Oh.
And Kathy is here, Tortoiseshell Moon Kathy. Kathy, whose handle is Tortoiseshell Moon. I'm getting this into my brain, Kathy. I hope that works. So, all right. So, Andi, why'd you create the Tarot of Feelings?
I don't know that I had a choice in the matter. It just was kind of this thing that I was directed to do, and it wouldn't leave me alone until I did it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, yes. Maria, our Lady Knight of Avalon. I get it. Robin Taylor is here. Medium Betsy Palmer is here, lurking as well, who's working. And I just did readings with Medium Betsy Palmer on Jonathan Daly's channel. So, okay. And by the way, this is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
I will remember this. So, okay. So when did you create it, Andi?
I started in October of last year, and then I finished in January, at the beginning of January.
Okay. Excellent. Full disclosure, I was taking a class with Andi in a different day, right? Well, we took 2 classes together, right? Anyhow, Andi and I know each other through taking educational classes. Where we were
Take a drink.
Where we were learning things. And Andi and I have a bit of a nice connection. Andi, Jaime, and Jen, Science to Soul Tarot and Transformation, and I did a deck casual together, and it just really clicked. Andi, bless her heart, sent me a copy of the Tarot of Feeling for review purposes. Hashtag, I would have bought it anyways, people.
Thank you.
Just
You'll never
saying.
know, but thank you.
So, oh no, yeah, because I was like, you know, as I was preparing for this, and I'm like, would I have purchased this deck? Yes, and I would have purchased what I got. So, and then Jaime bought it, and weren't you invoice number 1, Jaime?
Yes, she was. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're not
Robin,
talk about buying because
no, Robin, we're not going to show cards.
No, I would have bought what I bought today a week ago. If I but that's
all right.
It's okay.
Okay, so
I'll get over it.
This is available in 2 editions. One is the guided edition.
3, technically.
3. It's available for purchase in 3 different formats. One is the guided edition, and these are poker size cards.
Correct.
So there you go. Poker size cards. And the guided edition, and jump in here, on one side is a photograph with the title, and then on the back is a guided understanding about the card.
Correct. And also an image, another image of the card you're on from the other edition.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is the other edition. This is the purple flower edition.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
do you want me to speak on that edition to explain that, or wait?
Go ahead.
So the reason for that is because the guide edition really was designed with two purposes in mind. The first was for a beginner who never touched a tarot deck, maybe didn't even want to learn the tarot system, but wanted to use it as you know, a spiritual practice or something, and they could do it without knowing the tarot at all. And the second image was to kind of give them a different perspective. Like, here's one fool, here's another way that it can look.
Yes.
So,
yes.
so
and
can
then
I
the other way to use that deck is almost as a guidebook for the other edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I interject the way I use it kind of sentence, Gerald?
Yes.
So the interesting thing for me is I've been reading tarot since I was 16 and I'm 55. And so I don't need a guidebook, but I like a guidebook because I like to know what the creator of the cards is thinking. I like to know about their artwork. I like all of the things. Okay. I like all of that stuff. Plus, I'm not so much of a snot to say I know it all and I remember it all, because I don't. But with this version and this version, so if I'm not tired, I'm using this version. If I'm tired, what I use is the guided version, and I found that I use the guided version more for the simple fact, not because I'm tired all the time. I use your words bibliomantically.
Nice.
Wow.
So that is.
I didn't know I had words that could have that effect.
Yes, because I don't need, and I mean this not in a snotty way, I don't need a guide for this one. But this is fun. When you lay the cards out, you take your snapshot in your head of what you see, and then you flip it over and you just go with Bing. I've got a word there. I've got a word there. I've got a word there. And then there's this beautiful, clever thing that Gerald taught me, I don't know, a year or so ago. When we do cards together and we get our reading, we then create a sentence or a paragraph. And so that's what I use the words for, to create that sentence or paragraph that's intuitive, that goes with the reading.
Awesome.
It's great fun.
What were you going to say, Christa?
Oh, I was going to say that actually, I like using the guided edition for kind of a similar reason. Like when I'm feeling tired and just the brain power's not going.
Yeah.
Like by the end of the day, and especially when I'm doing nighttime readings, my brain's already turned off. I'm not going to really remember certain things that maybe I would in the morning.
Sure.
So I really like it for that reason, but I also like using it almost in an oracle type way. I find I'll use the guided edition to pull just one card as a guider for some other tarot, or I'll use the other edition as well as more like
yeah. And you know, people are loving that. You know, that sounds like so much fun, Jaime. I love the sentence paragraph idea. I need to implement that more. I love that.
And the guided the guided edition, its purpose is because the deck is all about capturing the feeling in each card. Like, how are you feeling when you're in the moment of this card?
Yes.
So the writing reflects that. Like, when you are in this moment, here's how you're feeling. This is maybe what you can do to get out of it, or, you know.
So I will say also that both editions are numbered. All of the cards are numbered. In the guided edition, we get 3 separate cards. There's a card for the majors telling you their numbers, and strength is 8 and justice is 11. And so just to let you know that comes with the guided.
That is the case for the double poker edition. So the edition that you get that with both decks.
Oh, it's only for the double of poker?
Only for that edition. And then for the edition that you get that is just the guided edition, now does not have that, but it has 2 cards with numerology references and 8 spreads.
Ooh. Okay. So there you go. I mean, you heard it here first, people. That's cool. So, you know, purchase responsibly, know your limits. Click the links below. You can get information. These are affordable decks, if I say so myself. It is they're poker type of cards. So beautiful finish. Loving the finish of these. I'm a huge fan.
And that was really important to me, that the decks, any decks that I make now or in the future, are accessible to as many people as possible. If I make $1 on each deck to keep it at a price that is accessible to most people, then that's the case.
Suit names, swords, wands, cups, pentacles, same, you know, air, fire, water, earth. So there you go. And there's no changes in the naming of the court cards. So, okay, this is where, Christa, I'm going to have you start first. And if you would like to share a card with people, tell us what you like about it, and hold it up and let me know which one it is so that I can try to find
Okay,
it.
okay. Ooh, which one do I want to start with? Okay, I have to start with this one. One of my favorites. Now, I am looking at the unguided edition. This is what that's from. The Seven of Wands card, I just think captures such sassiness that can come with the Seven of Wands. I think that picture is just...
And in the new version too, her finger, we didn't make it quite as graphic as to what she's doing with her hand. So if that bothers you, in this version, it's a little bit different.
Okay, and so Andi is holding up, there is a Terra of Feeling Purple Flower Edition version 2 or volume 2. The cardstock is not the linen-y cardstock.
No, that was look, I love this cardstock it's on.
Did you see the look?
Yeah, it's fine. This is beautiful cardstock.
It is beautiful cardstock.
It's just not linen.
Spoiled. Not spoiled.
No.
But anyhow, and so these are regular tarot size.
Yes.
These. And she was talking about the, you know, and by the way, I love that dedication. So it's like, damn it. I don't have emotions. So it's like,
did it touch you?
No. Very appropriately too. So there you go. So anyhow, that's also available from Andi's website. Okay. So yeah, the Seven of Wands. Yes. Very, very powerful, isn't it? So Andi, what would you like to share?
I wanted to share a discovery that I made just today about the Empress card.
She's in my favorite.
So I finished the deck in January, and then we had to have a good old timeout because, you know, so I've basically only been picked it up back in the last month or so, and I've been using the guided edition just because. So this is in the unguided edition. So I haven't used this deck a lot, and I hadn't pulled the Empress card. But in the time between I created the deck and today, I had a reading to say hi to my spirit guide, who is Claudette. And when I had the reading, described pretty much exactly the person on this card. Christa knows about the spirit guide reading. So I had put her in the deck. So there is my spirit guide. I did not realize she was in here, but here she is.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And Beth had said, I consider that downright noble, Andi. You owning and doing your card on the cardstock you like. So Jaime, what would you like to share?
So I'm gonna tell you, because you didn't ask me, so I'm gonna tell you. The reason that so Gerald had showed me the deck, and that's how I ended up getting it. And the reason I wanted it, and I changed a word, instead of diversity, I've changed it to distinction. Okay, synonym. It has distinction of color, shape, couple, and age.
And that was a completely unintentional thing that happened. Because all I was looking for was to capture the feeling within each card, which makes it diverse in its nature, because there is no, you know, gender, race. It makes no difference to that feeling.
Right.
And it created something organically, you know.
So here's even a better word: universal.
Ooh, I like that.
So, I mean, because I like that too. I like it when I don't have to think about it and I don't feel like it doesn't represent my world. Right? So I'm going to go with my least favorite card, generally speaking, and the first card that I look at in every deck. And the one that I like the most is in the guided version, which is the phone booths. And then the other one with the purple back is the destruction behind the person. But as most know, the reason I would choose this is it's clever. You get the idea of what you need to know, and there aren't any people falling from a damn building. Happy net.
I don't want to encourage you to have to buy version 2, but I feel like this tower card in the larger tarot size is even more dynamic than that one.
Dude, I already put
smaller size. Because I don't know, there's something about the way that it you know, I think like perspective is a little different with this one. But yeah.
Could you have told me that a half an hour ago?
I didn't know what you wanted to keep it confidential. I didn't know what you were gonna say.
All right. So while this is going on,
in the place that I was at when I created the deck, was my daughter was just moving to England, which of course emotionally for me was like, you know, something. So it was almost like a nod to her, like, you know what I mean? Like with the phone, you know, because it was a bit of a tower moment, you know, our first child leaving home and moving to England. And that card kind of encapsulated that for me, you know?
And Calla, Lizzie, I would agree with you, Liz. My big thing about towers and people, it's connected to September 11th and trauma. And so I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah. I want to catch up on chat because Michelle Marie has come in. Maybe. There you go. And yes, Andy, you mean you reflected the life in this reflected life in this deck?
Yeah.
You mean and you didn't have to force it? You were just like going, you know, there you go. Tana, links are below to her channel. I mean, to her Etsy store.
Yeah, that's where you'll find them.
Etsy store. So, and just getting caught up. Quite universal, yes.
I was just sharing. It's okay. Don't worry about that.
No, it's all all fine.
It's all good.
No, it's all fine. And here, thanks, Jane. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck because this is the aftermath of that strike, and it's like, oh God, here we go. Everything's going to get crazy. Am I going to run for shelter? Am I going to cover my face? What am I going to do? And this is a very, very powerful image. And again, this is Tarot of Feeling. And this gives me distinct feeling, especially in certain readings. It's like, holy shit, here you go. So I think this is very powerful. This is one of my favorite cards because of that. So
I had both of those picked out for my favorites too.
Yeah.
And I think what's cool about specifically this one is that it gives me the feeling that this woman has agency in that moment. She can choose to either kind of continue standing there and let those clouds come over her, or she can get out of the way if she chooses to, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. And hi, Kiba. She's walking from the Tower moment to the Star moment. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Andi will eventually be back. She, her internet sucks. How about if I just say that? So, okay. Write that down. Temperance. Christa, you want to go again?
Sure thing. So the next card, actually, this is also from the Purple Flower, the unguided edition, is the High Priestess card. Is probably my absolute favorite card in this deck. And I think the reason I like this one so much is I like how it is showing a clearly younger person, because that gives me the real idea, because I like to think of the High Priestess card as speaking about our intuition and those gut feelings. And when you are a young child, trusting your intuition and your knowing isn't really totally taken away from you yet in any sense. You kind of, I just feel like children tend to just inherently know more and see more without questioning themselves. So I really like that image for this card.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Jaime. You're getting ready to burst.
Well, so this, I have to get the camera thing. So this would be, so this is my birth card, me as a young child, right? So this is not the one that I chose because this is the one that I feel, right? So this is the one in my favorites, although there is absolutely nothing wrong with this one. This is past. Do you know what I mean? And so this is the present. This card I did. Just yay.
Yeah. Yeah. Andi, do you know this person? Do you know this character?
This is my husband.
This is your opportunity to be snarky. Obviously, she loves him or something. Whatever.
Turn down your iPad. I can hear it from in here. And if you're on Wi-Fi, get off. But thanks for coming.
You heard it. Yeah. Trust me. And if the High Priestess ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Right. He's well aware of that.
I know. So cool. Andi, do you have one you'd like to share?
How about the moon card?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love the colors in this one. I think it's really the colors that I love, because I matched the back in the guided edition, the back side of the guided edition in the moon card. I don't know if you have that to hand. Matches, right? And it's like, I love the colors. Just and I feel like it it's that, what does it feel like to be in the moon, right? It's a little unsure, it's a little hazy. It's like, what are we doing? What are we, and so for me, this described that feeling pretty well.
Yeah. And I chose the moon from the guided edition. So yeah, totally groovy.
So
beautiful coloration.
Yeah, beautiful coloration, different coloration. And I appreciate that, because a lot of times we only see the moon in a blue environment or in darkness. But if you're outside and you're paying attention,
but that's not how it felt to me. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't feel like darkness. It feels like all kinds of colors. It just feels like kind of hazy. Like you can't quite grab a hold of what's going on, or like, what do I need to explore? What do I need to look for? Where am I?
Yeah. And so I appreciate that, because, you can look up and you can see the moon, and several times a day you can see it while it, the sun is already out. So I love that. I love that interpretation of that. So one card that I had a bit of a problem with until I actually read the back was the star.
Oh, the same, and the star was hard, because it is hard to see hope, right? Or see, and I did find that hard to capture that card as well, though I love the colors. But I agree. If there's any card that I would redo again and spend a little bit more time on figuring out what to do, would be the star, I think, in the whole deck. Yeah.
It's in my favorites.
well, let me finish. I mean, and we'll get to April's question in a second, because on the back of this, what it says is, that little glimmer of hope in the distance. Put your feet in the pool of peace and calm, and catch hope in your jar to take with you. Allow hope to swell in your heart and guide you forward, refreshed and renewed.
Poetry.
Beautiful. Yeah. Bibliomantica, bibliomancy in action. There you go. So
and I feel like the other star too, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, but I think that maybe I'd look at, this worked for me because it's like almost that shelter, under the umbrella. She's on the railway track, and it works. But I could see what this, it's a deeper card in the deck, I would say.
It's great. Okay, so April asked question, how long did it take you to make your deck?
I think it was about 3.5 months, but that was pretty much like eating, sleeping, breathing it, so yeah.
Christa, I'm going to call on you next. Hi, JR. Silky said, love the deck. Do you ship to the UK?
Yes.
Okay.
It's expensive though, just because it's to the UK, but certainly it's like actually
Silky, I would actually say look at what other stuff is in the shop, by the way. Spoiler alert. Lisa Stevens purchased responsibly. Congratulations.
Smart.
So, and Manasa Wellness said, I like the star Andi is I like the star Andi is holding. It's gorgeous.
That's from the purple. That's on the unguided one, the purple flower edition. And there's because they all have purple flower backs. That's why it's called that. Just as an identifier.
Yes.
I love how we all call it the same thing, though. We all call it the purple flower back card thingy. We don't call it the unguided. We call it the purple flower version.
Yeah. Exactly. Christa, do share a card you'd like to do.
Sure thing. Another card that I really like, also in the purple flower back, is the 9 of Swords. I thought this card was so clever because, the 9 of Swords kind of being about that fear and anxiety. If you look closely at his shirt, there's all these different faces on there. And I thought that was such a good way to capture how, not always, but a lot of the times our fears and anxieties are kind of coming from projections of others onto us.
And there's actually faces on the wall behind him, which you can get in version 2. I think they might have gotten
there you can see it.
You can see it in the corner. Like you see in the upper
creepy AF
left corner. Yeah.
So I didn't pull any swords from my either one because I like the sword suit in both decks very well.
Andy, would you like to share one? And Tana had to leave. Manasa had to leave. Is one of them
Arya Stark?
Arya Stark is one of which one?
One of the faces.
Oh, maybe.
If you watch Game of Thrones, you'll get the reference for.
I've started just watching Game of Thrones, but I don't think I'm that far in.
Okay, you'll get it when you get there.
The King of Cups in the guided edition. To me, this represented the King of Cups really well, and how I see the King of Cups as this kind of solid, knowledgeable, but knows how to be sensitive and supportive, which is real good grandpa vibes for me. And a lot of these, as I was creating the deck, it's kind of a lonely experience doing it because you're just in it yourself and nobody really cares, and it's like all you're doing. And a lot of the characters in the deck, became almost like supporters, and he was definitely one of them.
Sure. Yeah. So, Kim was like going, I'm in love with the King of Cups. So
this is a good segue for me to get rid of 4 cards at once.
Go for it.
because I have so many cards, guys. I mean, I really do. And so this is going to be, I only have one other dislike.
Oh,
okay?
and here's the other king. I don't know if anybody has him, but
no,
that's the other King of Cups.
Gotcha.
Spoiler alert. Take my thunder away.
Sorry about that.
So in the purple edition, the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, I have swapped and put into my guided edition, because if you look at the continuity, all of everybody has some kind of action, or they're doing something, or they're whatever. And in the guided edition, the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands are wah wah for me, because I get nothing from them. But
you don't get the action.
I get amazing from them. Right? So why? Why?
I mean, to me they really speak to that energy, but the one on the left, the guy in the black, I feel is really is really King of Wands. And the other one, I mean, all I can say is when I saw them, that's how it felt. And I feel while I agree with you, that maybe the other ones are better choices, you know, I needed two choices. So
these two, I get, so let me just amend though. I get Knight of Wands and the King of Wands from both of the cards that I quote don't like. I had to find something I didn't like. Okay.
Yeah.
It was tough. So I just like feeling like there's more to them than if they're just staring in the mirror. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm done now. 4 cards gone.
Are you okay? How do you feel about being here, Christa? Just checking in with you, making sure you're okay.
Oh, good. This is fun.
Okay. I'm just, we have opinions, and I'm glad you have opinions. I am also going to talk about the Purple Flower Edition, the non-guided version. I am a fan of the Queens. Because people who've watched my video, they know how I prepare for a deck casual, and I'm stacking the Queens, and I'm like going, every single one of them owns the power of that suit in such a way that is appropriate for that element.
Agreed.
I mean, come on. I mean, really, people. It's like, okay, there you go.
The only issue I guess I had with the court cards, because to me, I think like you, Gerald, I like to see them as almost a family. So father, mother, son, daughter. So they had to work. And I worked through the deck in order pretty much, starting with the Fool, ending with the King of Pentacles. And I had found my Queen of Pentacles and my King of Pentacles. And when I got to the age, I wasn't happy with their age gap. I didn't feel like they read too well, but because I loved them individually, they stayed. I feel like that could be a criticism, a self-criticism.
It's not for me.
But I didn't change it. But I didn't change it because they worked so well as their own thing, but not together.
Yeah. I have Kim's approval, The Queens really are embodying their elements. I think they're great. And because it's my channel, I also think the Kings do as well. Yeah, I mean, and these are very distinct. Jaime doesn't like that one. I mean,
no, I love the King of Wands. No, I love him.
And this is what I look like, I mean, in my mind. So this is what I feel like, in my body. I aspire to have great facial hair.
That's my favorite king.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, yeah, the Queens are fabulous, all of them. So, okay. Christa, are you ready to share some? Are you ready to make some controversy? I don't know. Being a smart ass.
Well, actually, I do. I've got they're not really a page pairing. They're just both happen to be pages. But one of my favorites and least favorites happen to be the pages. So the Page of Pentacles is absolutely a favorite for me because I really see this card as like a young energy that is just wanting to learn everything they can in like a bookish kind of way. And what I really love about this card is it's a child exploring nature, which I really think brings that learning down to that earth element of the Pentacles, and I think that just embodies it so well.
Mhm.
But I think probably maybe my least favorite card, and I don't totally know why, is the Page of Swords. This is from the guidance.
Kind of a, I know. He's kind of like doesn't fit with 77 of his friends, but I fell in love with him. I don't know why.
I think for me it's
he's so funny. Here's your message,
sir. This image with sort of sending messages or like something to do with letters, to me that would be more of like the knights almost.
Right.
So the Page of Swords I think of as like a youthful energy in terms of thought, so having new ideas and things of that sort, and I think he just didn't really give me that, but cute picture.
I get it. It's fun. It's probably, you know, wouldn't it be freaky if you actually found out who this was? This is a public domain photo and somebody goes, that's my father. So, Team Page of Swords. Yes,
Thank
so
you.
adorable.
Yes.
Page of Swords, freaking adorable. Page of Swords, love him. And Akala Lizzie is like, going, God, the hat. And I could totally pull that hat off.
I think you could.
I could. Oh, I know I could. So, yeah, listen to me. Oh, I know I could. So, all right, Andi.
Okay, let's start with the first card I created was the sun.
Really? Okay.
Because to me, like that's what the sun feels like. You know, it's like you're kind of in the dark and then you suddenly have this like light shining down, you know, and the one that Jaime's holding almost reads a little bit differently because it's like almost too much, you know, too much sun. So yeah, but this is the first card I created, so it has a special place.
Mm-hmm. Let me show the sun.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
Why can I not find my sun? Ah.
Did you just let your intuition guide you onto what card you were going to do next, as opposed to going in order?
Who, me or Andi?
Well, you didn't create the deck.
Oh, me? Oh, so there was I think I initially jumped around the majors, just as I felt called to, while I was still getting like the sense of what I was actually doing. And then by the time I finished the majors, I pretty much knew what direction we were going to. And then I started with the Ace of Cups and moved to the King of Pentacles. And then I created both decks at the same time. So I would do both aces of, both Aces of Cups together, and then write and then I wrote the guide as I was going for most of them and came back to a few. Just so as I was feeling the card, choosing the card, I was just writing it as it came.
Interesting.
Jaime, you're up.
Okay. Can I do 2 cards again?
Of course you can, Jaime.
Choose which
Have you ever been here before?
I'm being courteous and polite for a change and asking if it's okay.
Christa, it's not usually like this. It's okay. She's on her best behavior, I think, because Christa's here.
And she's a librarian, so we feel like we have to behave.
Oh, trust me, I've worked in a library. I know librarians.
Our secrets.
Okay. I'm just going to ignore all 3 of you. Anyway, so both of these are from the guided version. Like I said, most of my cards, except for 3, come from the guided version. So 4 of Cups is like the quintessential perfect depiction for me. It reminds me of my brother. I've seen this look on his face. I've seen this whole body language, everything. Okay. And then for, the Page of Cups out of the guided version is my version of the other page that Christa showed, in that she is so freaking adorable that how could you not like it? Look at her.
That's my
Even with
daughter.
the glasses added.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Oh my God, yes.
Love
Yeah.
that.
So today, embrace your best self. And she's got her little apron on, and she's baking her guts out, and she's got cupcakes. Okay, I am a strawberry shortcake fan, and that's what this reminded me of. So yeah, those are two.
I'm glad you like that one.
Yes, Robin, it is always like this.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for liking and subscribing to Tarot Stash. Lisa Stevens says, Andi, I like that you wrote as you created. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And,
I was so mad at myself for the ones that I didn't do that on, though. When I had to go back, I was like, oh, I wish I had done these. Because it's a lot harder, when you're not in that moment to get back in that space, So if anybody's doing it, I would highly recommend doing that, like writing the guide as you go. Because it was really hard, even the few that I had to go back to. And here's the other Four of Cups, if anybody wanted to see it.
Yes.
And Liz, that's exactly why I like it. So you're right on there.
I'm into that second sun that Jaime held up. I like them both, but the sun blazing through gives me the feels.
I feel the warmth.
Yeah. Which is, you'd think this was the tarot of feeling or something, because of all of the feels that we keep having. So.
And I think coming up, I'm going to actually do the guided edition in tarot size as well. And that's one of the cards I'm kind of excited to see how it comes out, bigger. I think it'll be really pretty.
Okay. I love that you're on effing strawberry shortcake. I'm going to hang on. I'm going to put you right there.
Look at it.
Gosh.
That's so good.
And wait, look at the inside.
Oh my gosh.
It's the best bag ever.
That is the best bag.
Made by my friend Deidre. She makes bags on Etsy, but she sent this to me special because she had it, and she's like, I couldn't resist.
I feel like it's strawberry scented. Just even if it's not, just tell me it is.
Yeah.
It
is. and we're all having that same feeling. It's like, ooh. So yeah. Calla Lizzie said, LOL, I didn't actually think of that tarot of feeling.
Well, it'll strike you every once in a while. You'll go, oh, yeah.
Well, and that being said, I had to switch gears a little bit as I was using the cards. Now, the guided version, I had to figure out, okay, which is the back and which is the front, because it was a little freaky because I could tell what they were because there's information on the other side. Somebody gave me good advice. Well, then just which side are you reading? And then the other side is the back. Took me a minute. Actually, it didn't take me a minute. It took me so long that Jaime had to tell me. So yeah, and so that was something that took me a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
So.
And the reason my take on it, the tarot feeling, is because when I started using tarot, being a double air sign, I'm not too well in touch with my feelings all the time. And so it was a real feeling identifier, how am I feeling? Like what, okay, I'm feeling something. What is it? And so the deck speaks to that,
Yes. So, I have a question about a card. The Knights, you know what I'm going to say? Probably. I mean, we have the Knight of Swords in the purple. Mm-hmm. We have the Knight of Cups.
Oh, no. Yes.
We have the Knight of Wands.
Yes.
And then we have the Knight of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you're blushing.
There's an age gap.
Yes.
Between the other knights. So
well, and because now if you reference the both decks, the Knight of Pentacles in each deck, they are similar age, right?
Mm-hmm. They are.
And to me, I don't know, the Knight of Pentacles just had younger energy. Like, I feel like for the Knight of Pentacles is like playing the dirt, you know, which is very different than the Knight of Wands. I guess it's just how it felt to me at the time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're right. No, that's but no, the Knight of Pentacles in this one is older.
Does he feel older though? I know that he is older, but to me he has younger energy. I don't know.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. So I was just like going, that was really one of the cards. I think that was the only card out of the purple flower. I was like going, and I looked on the back of it, and the purple flowers didn't tell me what it meant.
No,
because I was actually going between the cards or between the decks. So
you know, the court cards are always hard. You know, even with
they are
when you're trying to capture the feeling of a court card. You know that they feel all of the things we feel. You know, and it's like, so how do you capture that? So, you know, it was kind of. I feel like the court cards are, you know, probably the hardest to capture because, you know.
And I will say, you know, the playing in the dirt, that will stick with me. That helps me. That helps me with that. And Tony says feelings are overrated.
Agree.
So they're all doable except for the Knight of Pence. Oh, doable.
But
wow.
Liz went
check
there.
Back in 20 years. So, all right. Christa.
I'm up. Okay.
You're up.
So what I kind of thought was interesting between the two versions were kind of the difference between the death cards. So I tend to prefer the guided edition death card. I really like the idea of death as transformation. I mean, butterfly in a cocoon is the perfect image for that. But in the purple flower edition, it showed more of a kind of true like death and decay. So I guess I actually kind of had a question about that. Were you kind of going for a similar idea with both, or did you mean them to feel differently?
I feel like because, you know, obviously we're seeing like a portion. Oh, and by the way, in version 2, Death has lost its title just because I thought it looked so cool without it on there. But I feel like we're zoomed in and looking at that particular dying flower, but clearly it's part of a bigger picture where, you know, you're seeing the butterfly in transformation, but, you know, that's there in the flower too. It's just not, you know, it's implied, I suppose.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the purple back version is personally for me one I will never use. And even if I use the purple back, I will take the death card from the guided back and put it in there, just because of the succession of death I've dealt with since 2017. Flowers to me bring all that back with they're beautiful and they die. I mean, it's psychological, right? But yeah, it's one of those flowers. No.
Again, the death card, you know, and it's like I wish I could have captured it on a face. You know what I mean? But it's like it's hard, you know, and it's like, yeah, that was one of the ones that I think like it took me a long time, and you know, I kept going back to it and finding something that felt right, you know, and then I had to fight it twice, you know, because I was creating both decks, you know, and it's like
I get it.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
You really do.
Oh yeah, and please make sure I hope you understand, and everybody who's watching now, people who are watching back, we all are fans of this deck.
Oh yeah.
We like them. So these are minuscule things, Andi.
It's 110%. It's just when you're asked to do a casual, I mean, you get kind of nitpicky.
I mean, I have a lot of decks, and I don't think I have any deck where I like all the cards. I mean, it's fine. Yeah.
I dislike none of them. I had to sit down and take my little card and make my little list.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And it is actually amazing that Christa likes this deck because she's like the animal deck queen. I've had to.
She just called you out, Christa.
To people decks. I had to send her a deck and say, "Look, just use this. I know it's got people in it, but you'll be fine."
You'll be fine.
But it's interesting because I find where I use this deck the most, I keep this in my work bag, and I always like to start my work day. I'm always there before the library opens by reading cards from this deck, because it kind of gets me in that mindset of like, okay, it's a public facing job. We're going to be dealing with people, and especially since this deck looks directly at human emotions, it gets me ready to be receptive to those.
Yes. Well said.
That's kind of charming. Said. That's cool.
Yeah. See, librarians are cool. Duh. Andy, what do you got?
So here is although the sun was the first card, this was actually the part of what pushed me in the direction of where the deck went was this card and my husband. I was being called to create the deck, and he was in this moment. And I stood there trying to explain to him that he was in an Eight of Swords moment. He just needed to, get out of his own head and blah, blah, blah. And it was really hard because I was trying to, I feel like, describe the RWS when this is what he was feeling. And so I was like, well, if I could just show him that, like, this is the moment you're in. And I feel like this card really started it off. Like, if you can, what does it look like? What does the Eight of Swords actually look like on a person?
Yes. Yeah. And he's going, huh?
Yeah.
And yes. Librarians are awesome. Thwarp, Christa, animal deck queen. Hashtag true.
I've been crying.
I don't feel like that was an insult.
No.
No. No, not at all.
Yeah, I get it.
And Beth, exactly. It's not necessarily a dislike. It's favorites versus less favorites.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Beth.
Yeah.
All right. Jaime?
Okay, Andy. This will be my harshest critique. Okay. Because I like neither in the deck for one reason.
Ooh.
I am a Pentacles. I'm the druid. I'm the feet in the dirt, all of that stuff. So that's my suit, right? This lady in either deck represents no one I know as a 9. And I was going to be a smartass and say, will you please make me another 9 of Pentacles? Because I don't know who this girl is. So anyway.
I hear you.
And there's nothing wrong with these cards. Okay, let me just be very clear. There's nothing wrong with that.
I hear you. The 9 of Pentacles is actually one of my favorite cards. So I always look for it. And it was a little bit of a struggle because the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like, is what you're describing, what the 9 of Pentacles would look like. And so I had to go in a different direction.
See, I want to be able to identify with earning that abundance and having that. And I feel like both of these girls are like 72 on the left, looking at Gerald with the little bolo tie. She's the mean girl that has had shit handed to her. The other girl is so bohemian that I think in attitude she has abundance, but in material, where she doesn't have to work, she does not have. So I prefer the bug versus the bolo.
Yeah. And there's a spread in the deck that'll help you work through those cards.
There you go.
Bravo, Beth. Bravo.
Yeah. Does it help to know that she's driving barefoot? Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to talk about the 5s. And I like the 5s because 5s are always about discomfort and they're about challenge. And I think the 5, because of how I put them, I have all of my 5 stacked together. And these, again, like the queens, they embody the feeling of that suit. The Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Five of Wands. I have had that moment. I bet everybody who is watching this has had that moment. And the Five of Swords, we've had that. And then we have the Hierophant. And so the Hierophant is in his moment. Actually, I think it's interesting because this Hierophant would make all of these other fives understand how they could benefit from what they were going through. So I mean, I was looking at those, and fives are always cards that I'm like going, okay, there's conflict, but then it's like, okay, this is displayed nicely. So well done.
And the Five of Wands, if you want to pull that one up, old parachute pants there was definitely a very talky as I was creating all the cards after her. So she definitely has a loud voice for me.
Yeah. Love for the Hierophant. So, but yeah. So anyhow, wanted to share that because I was like, oh yeah, there you go. So, okay, Christa, this will be the last round. So I won't time you, but if you go too long and Andi doesn't get to talk, that's between you and Andi.
Fight it out. Okay, so I think actually, if it's the last round, then I'll compare two cards again. So my favorite 10 in the deck is the 10 of Pentacles, and the Pentacles suit is also my favorite. And I like this card for two reasons, kind of depending on how you look at that card. This is just the ideal for me. Like, if I could live in this house and be here all the time, easily I would, without a doubt. But sometimes I also see the 10 of Pentacles as almost too much, over the top, like you've gone just a little bit too far. And this also feels pretty isolated to me. So maybe you have all these comforts and abundance around you, but have you self-isolated a little bit too much? So I really find that interesting in that card. I think it goes both directions pretty easily. My other card, oh my goodness, I just put it down.
Yeah, definitely Hobbit house.
Yes, exactly. So probably my least favorite 10 is the 10 of Swords, purely because I can hear this in my head.
Oh yeah.
And I hear this a lot at work, and I think when I'm pulling cards, it's usually like to unwind from that. And so when this one pops out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can hear that real scream cry in my head. It does suit the card really well. So I think that's just
it's giving you the correct reaction.
It is. Personal reaction, but it's like, oh, I can hear that in my head.
Yeah. Actually, what's interesting is this is in my favorites from this deck.
Funny.
Because it's so emotive.
Oh yeah.
It's so emotive. Because I've had moments like that. So, yeah. Oh, Andi, the way you were holding that up, it looked like you were making that face. It was a little creepy.
It was right.
It was like,
right.
So, gosh. So, okay, Andi, last round. Are you finished, Christa? Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I really like this card. The
and
Two
what
of Pentacles.
Is this card? Two of Pentacles from which version?
It's from the Purple Flower edition. Because to me, it's like whenever I pull this card, it's like, and I'm thinking about what I'm juggling, it's like first world problems, and it's like, get over yourself, like that's a lot on your plate and handling it well, and and it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I really love this card.
Yeah. I like how it's interesting because there's a balance between ages in this. The Two of Pentacles is about balance for me. So we have the young and we have the older. So I get that. So, anything else before I move on to Jaime? Okay, Jaime, you're up.
So this is a bitch. I have 8 cards that I like left. So
Jaime, are
honorable
you going
mention,
to
really fast. No,
are
really
you going to
fast
do what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Speed round?
I'm going to give you an honorable mention, and then I'm going to give you the one card that I'm going to go with my last card, okay? So from the purple back, the Chariot and the Hermit. Oh my God. Mwah. From the Guided Edition, Magician, the Lovers, the Hangman, 2 of Cups, Ace of Wands. This is my last card.
Right here. That's from the Guided Edition.
Yeah. So this is the Queen of Wands from the Guided Edition. I cannot tell you how much I love her.
Magician.
Other than I love her.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Thanks.
I think that she is the embodiment of that queen, without a doubt.
Yep.
The fiery color, the commanding presence, but also the abundance of joy and all of the everything. I love her. Here you go.
And here's the other Queen of Wands, if anybody is curious. Very different energy in the purple.
Wow.
I know.
All right. So my speed round, Jaime, keep this, tuck this away for the next time you want to do a speed round. Nice. So I really like the Temperance in the purple back. I am an 8 of Wands person. My friend Zane, Tarot Token Witchery, always looks at the 8 of Wands. Oh. I like this. It's very, very, it's right on target.
So can I show really quick the 8 of Wands in the guided? I mean,
yes.
Love. Okay, go.
Bye, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
So I think that's right on target. Come on, 2 cute guys, 2 guys wearing hand knit sweaters.
The sweaters, right? It's all about the sweaters.
I mean, it's all about the sweaters. And isn't there's a British TV show where they talked about somebody being knitting pattern cute or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like going,
I mean, it's so funny because like with that card, it's like you could really talk about the fact that it's a same-sex relationship, but really it's all about the sweaters.
It's all about the sweaters. Love the Magician in the the guided. I love that.
Love it.
Now I also think the swords in the guided edition are really, really powerful. We get that. We get that. That's a great. I mean, I tingle when I look at that. I'm like, oh my God, we've all been there, and we've all been there. So, but okay, so know your limits, purchase responsibly. But before you purchase responsibly, perhaps we'll let you in on something.
And can I just say, I have very limited quantities of the deck here just because it's in its infancy, right? So please, like, if it sells out, I'm going to put it up for pre-order, and then either just pre-order it or just wait a couple weeks and I'll get more in,
Okay.
Buy
so in other words,
buy her out. Right. Responsible.
You wouldn't be hard.
Responsibly. So Andi sent me a lovely little package saying, "Oh, I hope you'll get it before." And in that was the Terra Feeling Volume 2, the purple, the purple flower edition. And then I also in that was also this lovely, Andi, you always send a treat. So
that one pretty. Called out.
Pretty.
Called out to send to you.
Yeah. So it's like perfect. And then you also sent me a sample of Free Love.
Oh yeah.
She didn't know she sent me. Oh, look at Christa. She's like, Gerald got Free Love.
I could have sent Christa Free Love. Right?
I'm not always free. I'm affordable though.
Never cheap.
But never cheap. Affordable, yes.
Look, Christa's bag.
Susan Beckett ordered mine this morning. I hope I'm safe. So there's a new deck that is available. And Christa, do you know anybody who, I don't know, might do like some, crochet stuff?
Krista
Come
makes
on,
the
this is
best
where
bags.
if you don't do it, I will.
She's the future. Wait, she's the future of cooking and cards. Come on.
I know. And she made this one. I have so many
Cooking's
Christmas
card
bags. I could just go.
crochet.
This is another favorite.
Mm.
And so you can order. Okay, how do they get the bag? Because I'm pulling out this. But I want to talk about the bag.
Krista doesn't even know this. So on the listing for what you're about to show, there are two options. There's one for just the deck, and there's one for the bag and the deck. And so if you order it with the bag will come directly from Krista, and the deck will come from me, and we're good to go. Because you need the bag with the deck. I mean, you don't need it, but it's nice. And you can also just order it separate. Just order the deck for me. Go to Krista's shop, get all our bags because they're so good. Show them some, Krista. And then So
what was in this lovely little bag is something a new deck. It's called Feel Your Chakras Oracle by Andi Taylor. Feel Your Chakras Oracle, Andi Taylor. That sounds like a command. Feel your chakras.
And don't bother to say chakra because they'll both correct you.
I won't correct.
Feel your chakra Oracle, Andi. Well, I am only two, anyhow. But lovely poker size, and it goes through bridge size, size. And so are there 7 colors? Why did you pick 7?
There are 7 colors because it's a chakra deck. Mostly 6 though. I didn't what is not covered in that deck is there aren't an equal number for the crown chakra, because that wasn't something I felt like a lot of the concepts were covered in the third eye, and so mostly there's 6 colors with a few with the third.
Yeah. So can you make an orange and black striped bag? Well,
she can make anything, literally anything.
If you contact Crochet Witch Tarot,
yes,
link is below.
So
can they contact you?
I feel like I might have an orange striped one. Here's an orangey one.
That's pretty.
Yes. So this is so hashtag spoiler alert, there'll be another deck casual about this deck. So there's cards for each of the chakras, and you have them where they are underactive. You have where they are balanced, and then you have them where they are, on some of them, where they are unbalanced. Did I already pass those? Underactive, yes.
Yeah.
And so so it goes through each of the chakras, and I really appreciate that. Like the root chakra, I am. The sacral is I feel.
And there's 106 actual cards. The whole deck has 108.
Yeah.
But there's 106.
And the solar plexus is I do. And the heart is I love. And then we have the throat, I talk. And then the third eye, I see. And then you had your crown.
Andy, you can hear the card stock.
I know you can. I'm like, doing it on purpose.
Coolest card.
So good.
And I just dropped all of my cards on the floor.
Oh no!
So, the problem when you make them so nice to shuffle, they are slippery little suckers. But on my Instagram, which if you were to support me in any way right this second, please just go follow my Instagram at Metaphysics Made Easy, because I have like very few followers, and that's I'd like to build that up. And what is happening in August is I'm doing a tarot challenge with the Feel Your Chakras deck, and so throughout the month of August, I'm going to cover all the cards in the deck and do like during the
my
challenge. So by the end of at the end of August, you'll have seen all the cards and kind of done some work on them, or they'll be included in the spread.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Ooh, ringing.
Yeah,
so
it's my phone. Sorry.
It's telling you we're I keep this is a lot of cards. I love it. So, go over there, and because this is the Feel Your Chakras Oracle, Andi Taylor.
And on Christa's YouTube channel, this is one of her decks of the week is the Oracle deck.
I know.
And so you can see her using it.
I've used it today since I got it in the mail, and it's so different. It's like in a category all its own.
Couldn't this be a starting work kind of draw deck too?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. So,
and the backs are all different, which is kind of
the backs are all different. The card stock feels luscious. It's like, and Kim is like, I am so excited for the Instagram challenge. Hi, Tracy Ralph. Lisa Stevens is heading out. So anyhow, oh my gosh, that was a lot of information. Thank you. Christa, thanks for being here. Gosh, this is great. I appreciate it. So I hope maybe you'll come back. Maybe we can do a Feel Your Chakra deck casual.
Yeah.
So, Andi, thank you very much for sharing your babies with the world.
You're welcome.
And I know your limits and purchase responsibly. I love that.
Creating a Lenormand deck, a kind of guided Lenormand. So watch this space. I think I'm 6 cards in, and that's coming down the line. And then there's a little idea kind of like floating around in my head with something to do with charm casting. So that's also coming.
Neat.
So
Jaime and I are like going, well, hurry up. Jaime just made an order for you. So, come on. So, oh my gosh.
Wow.
I can't wait for you to get it, Jaime.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I'm a caster, so I'm really interested in what you end up doing.
I don't really know. I've got a few, it's one of those, it's in the idea stage for sure, but I feel like it's going to be good once it gets planted.
I am firm in my belief that it will be fantastic, however it hits you. So,
and I just started getting charms, and I have some casting boards. So,
and Jaime, do you have any ideas of things that you would like to see in something charm casting wise? Shoot them my way, and maybe.
Oh, sure.
Maybe we'll Yeah,
I have this little bag of charms that Kelly Fitzgerald sent to me that I adore. Yes, I do.
Simply put. So, all right. Oh my gosh, everyone! Thank you very much for joining. Jaime, do you have any? Oh, you're welcome. Jaime, do you have anything to share? Anything to add? Talk about?
No, I'll be back and forth with you not long from now.
Yeah, next week. But it's at a different time. It's earlier in the day. So there you go.
No, I don't have anything else going on other than this.
Christa, do you have anything coming up on your channel that we need to know about?
Cooking and cards.
Cooking cards. You already
possibly cooking and cards. On my channel, not specifically. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants when I make videos, so it's just kind of as they
awesome.
But I do post shop updates it's been every Monday now. It used to be Sunday, so either Sunday or Monday night I post them on Instagram, so you can keep an eye out for that.
Beautiful. So, all right. Tomorrow I am on Good Journeys Tarot. I'm a guest with Strength Reversed, Amy. We're talking about the Santa Muerte Tarot, and that's tomorrow evening. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everyone for watching the playback. I appreciate it. Everybody hang out for a moment, and bye.